Hey everybody, this is the Daily Moogle, and welcome back to Eternal Eden. And here we are in Gomorrah, the imprisoned city. I never get tired of saying that. I mentioned last time how much I love the name of that place. This place, I should say. Whatever. My English is bad, okay? So, we left off here, in this strange building, and there's one of those good old star spaces that we're gonna prey on. And let's see what happens. So yeah, lo and behold, another one of those gates shows up. So imagine where this is going to take us. It's actually going to take us out of the world of shadows, just like any other gate, and back into the world of light. So I mean, you can tell right away the screen is so much brighter. Other than that, the area looks the same so far. But as soon as we step outside, we're in for a surprise. Huh? Where are we now? This is quite a sudden change of atmosphere. With my powers, I was able to open a bridge that led to this place. But where exactly are we? I don't have the slightest idea. It doesn't look or feel like Eden. It looks pretty nice, though. I mean, Eden was pretty nice. It's Ecclesia? Yeah, that's it. So what's Ecclesia? Oh, really? So this is Josephine's hometown, huh? Before it transformed. Ah, so this is what Gomorrah used to look like. And it used to just be called by a different name, I guess. So yeah, this town is connected to Gomorrah somehow. So basically what happens, as far as the gameplay goes, is we get to re-explore the entire city again, except, well, you know, basically in the world of light. So there's going to be some new enemies and all new items to pick up, and basically twice as much dungeon to explore and crawl and blah blah blah. I mean, more or less we're at the halfway point of the dungeon, I guess you could say. So right away, our first battle here, yeah, is going to be a new enemy, which is an Ecclesian. So, I don't know, I guess these are just people that live here, and for some reason we're fighting them. Like we're just going to show up and kick their ass for no apparent reason. Yeah, occasionally they will defend like that. Like I mentioned before, when they have that quick little glow, that means that they're defending. Other than that, like you just saw, they cast magic on you, which is a little bit stronger magic than what we've seen from previous enemies, but still nothing really to be worried about at this point. I mean, our entire party is getting up towards level 90 and above at this point. So there's basically no battle that I'm worried about anymore. I think I kept saying that, like, over and over in the last video. Like, every single battle was basically just me going, you know, these guys are nothing to worry about. You know, I'm just going to take them out here in 2 seconds. So, but anyway, you might kind of tell that you can compare some of these screens back to how they looked in Gomorrah. You know, the layout of them is identical, it's just that it looks better here. The grass is greener, as they say. So here we have a new enemy, Ki Rin, and let's see, I want to use some, you know what, I'm just going to use a mid-ether. I'm going to do it. And yeah, other than that, maybe we'll get to see one of these guys' attacks, but, well, as you can see, Firo just one-shotted one of them, so... Well, there you go, they use magic as well. Holy crap! Josephine's regular physical attack just did over 10,000 damage. I've actually never seen that before. Wow. So maybe there really is no damage limit then, because if a regular old physical attack can do it, why can't anything else? So yeah, per the norm, I will cheat a little bit and use Shockwave just to make these battles really quick. I don't think we're really missing anything out, it's really just helping to move things along. So it's kind of cool that the magic fruit that we're now picking up is kind of consistent with the dead fruit that we picked up in Gomorrah. So it's like, you know, here the fruit is still fresh. And then in Gomorrah, it's all dyed and rotted and disgusting. But apparently it's still worth picking up. So yeah, the sign says Ecclesia. So yeah, I mean, there's still the houses, but instead of the blankets, they have actual doors and stuff like that. So it looks really nice here. But it still looks like there's no one around, to be honest. We can't actually go inside any of these houses. Oh, so anyway, I wanted to explain. This screen right here, I believe, is the room in Gomorrah where we warped in. So the giant portal would be here. And then you have the 4 directions that you can go. So first you want to go to the west. And we're actually going to have more switches to throw. More switches of varying colors. Oh, you guys aren't new. We saw you guys in Gomorrah. Get out of here. Shoo, scram, get out of here. Excuse me. Man, that experience ring has been doing wonders for Fierro. This one that doubles experience gain. He used to be way behind everybody else in terms of level, but he's actually almost all caught up now. Like, I almost wonder at this point, if I left it on him, would he max out his level before anyone else? Like, did I put it on just early enough that I could pull that off? Maybe. Okay, so here we have a choice of up or down. We want to actually go up. So, we'll do that. These guys are not new. So far, just 2 new enemies. It was the Ecclesians, and then the Key Rin enemies. Everyone else has been repeats. So let's go ahead and head up. Yep, and we're going to get a cutscene here. Basically, Josephine is sort of coming to her senses, and she can tell us some more info, since now we know that she's from here. So it was great, everything was sunshine and rainbows, until an unusual-looking Rishi wandered by our town. So wait, yeah, a Rishi? Don't you mean like the Rishi? Oh, in our land, a Rishi was a sage that could hear hymns and revelations from the Majestic One. They were highly respected, and while they traveled the world, they liked to take the shape of a serpent. Really? So they could change their shape. That's kind of an odd coincidence, isn't it? That they're called Rishis and they can turn into snakes. Kind of sounds like the Rishi we're after. We were growing very special fruits under the command of the Majestic One, but we weren't allowed to take or eat these fruits. So yeah, just like the fruits of wisdom in Eden. However, one of the Rishis decided to act on his own. He was called Vaghat. Or Vagat. Vaghat? I don't know. The Wicked One. Oh, that's the end of the cutscene, huh? She just, like, stopped in the middle of her story. Can't do that. You gotta tell us the whole thing. But we'll have to wait until the next cutscene to find out more. Alright, I decided to cut that one. Just because... Let's see who these guys are. I might do the same thing. Yep. Alright, let's continue. So right up here is going to be one of those switches I mentioned. This is the, what? The green one. Okay. So, just like sort of the strategy we had to use to explore Gomorrah, we're going to use the same thing here where... you know what? I'll leave you. You're going to die soon, but not now. We're going to return back to the center of the village, or city, and then at this point, well, we can't go to the east yet, so we got to go down, and there will be yet another switch at the end of this path here that we're going to follow. Alright. In the house there's going to be a chest that we can get with some equipment, if I remember right. But apparently we'll have to deal with these guys first, since they're standing right by the door. In fact, I'll just show this one, because I'm angry that they were in my way. A lot of times it is hard to actually avoid the enemies if you really wanted to. Because there's a lot of, like, single tile areas like this where there's only one way you can go. You can't really get around them. Okay, yep, so here we get a new weapon for Josephine, which will give her 10 more attack. Whoops. Over the Raven pistol. So, that's always nice. Oh, okay, those are green, so those ones explode. And then, let's see, before we head further to the east, we can just head down, because there's going to be, yeah, this single room right here. So, here's the switch in this house for, it looks like, yeah, the red ones. Very nice. I like. And, of course, we want to come over here and get this chest, because this has, I think, a helmet in it? No, a shield. A Nova shield. We're going to get a Nova helmet, just not right now. We'll get it in a little bit. I'm getting my treasure confused. Oh, look at that. They're dead. That's interesting. Good old shockwave. Okay, so let's see. We do want to continue to the east before we head back to the center of town again. Let me just shockwave these guys, since I'm on a rampage. Sorry, I keep clearing my throat. I feel like I got something caught in there. Sorry, everyone. I think I had a frog in my throat. If you guys haven't seen that Kermit Sings video, oh my god, that's hilarious. It's so dumb, but it's so funny. It really is. If you've never seen it before, you gotta check it out. So anyway, yeah, there's a gravestone in the middle of the pot here. The middle of the pot. The pot in the middle of the screen is what I was kind of trying to say there. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, I got enough for one more shockwave, so just show this one as well. Alright, so let me go ahead and just kind of ping back to the center of town, and I'll meet you there. Alright, here we are back in the center of the city, and you didn't get to see it, but the red rocks that were here exploded since we hit that switch, so let's go ahead and head to the east from the center of town, and just sort of follow this path and see where it leads us. You know what? I will cut this one out. Alright, let's continue. Yep, like I said, just following the path. Nothing special here, really. Who are you? Alright, I will shockwave you guys, because yeah, I've been using mid-ethers on Noah, just because. I am basically getting towards the end of the game at this point, so I'm not going to be quite as greedy with my items as I was in the beginning. Hurry, Josephine. I'm dying to know the truth. Yeah, finish your story already. The short version is fine. With his smooth talk, he succeeded in corrupting every keeper of the great crop. He convinced everyone to taste the fruit. He said it was the product of all their work. They deserved to take some pleasure from it. Just a little bite, he said. What's wrong with that? I guess everyone was easily tempted. Vaghat was a powerful speaker. As everyone sat around him to listen to his dark knowledge, they were quietly enjoying a fruit. So they entered a creative trance? Yes. Gradually, the city was transformed into something else. The hearts of the citizens became empty. They started to do immoral things because it seemed good to them. Even worse, my sister was affected most by his black wisdom. She became the most terrible sinner of Ecclesia and queen of Gomorrah. I would then spend my life chasing her. Oh, wow. So Elvira was Josephine's sister. Family issues, man. Family feuds. But why is this city prisoner of this dark dimension? Well, by the time the Majestic One heard of all immoral things happening in the city, it was too late. And before the plague became too big to control, he sent angels to seal Gomorrah in the invisible world. There's a huge war. Vaghat hunted down every last Rishi until he was the only one left. Ah, so that's why he just calls himself Rishi. So he's like the last one. So now he thinks he like owns the name or something, since he's the only one left. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of backstory on the big bad villain of the game, huh? I will shockwave you, because I can. So yeah, I never really remembered this, I guess, from the first time I played through this game, but I forgot that the name of this city was Ecclesia, so now when I think about the next game, Eternal Eden Ecclesia, now I have a little bit more understanding of, like, maybe where it's coming from. Because I heard the title, Ecclesia, and I just thought, you know, oh, well, that's a cool name. I wonder where he got that from. I didn't realize it was even referenced in the first one until this playthrough. So sometimes you don't realize that until, you know, you're like your second or maybe third time through a game. You just don't pick up on certain details the whole first time. In fact, there was one game on Nintendo 64 that I really liked, called Goemon Mystical Ninja or something like that. But there was an area that you go through, which was right towards the beginning of the game, that you actually have to come back to a lot later in the game. And once I got to that point later, I totally forgot that I technically already knew where the area was that I had to go to. I just, like, the game tells you the name of it, it tells you to, you know, go back to this place, but it doesn't really remind you where it is or how to get there. So, I mean, the player is obviously supposed to just kind of remember, oh, I've been there before, even though it was a long time ago. So, I kind of fell for that trick. And the funny thing is, and in that chest we get a bow for Jean. The funny thing is, again, I didn't even notice that until, like, I started the game over and gave it another playthrough. Because I think I just put the game down for a while. I just, you know, I got frustrated because I didn't know what to do. What do I do? Where do I go? Yeah, and so similar situation, I guess. But anyway, since I started talking halfway through this battle, I guess I'm going to show this one too. Well, there's one new thing. I don't know if I showed that skill off before, since I've been killing all the enemies so quickly, but they can do MP damage, which kind of sucks. I don't like my MP being damaged. I need my MP. I mean, I need my HP too, but I need my MP. Alright, let's see, I'll shockwave you guys. And nobody defended themselves, so you're all dead. Wow, look at everybody's levels. Only Jean is lagging behind now. Fiero actually passed Jean at this point. That's cool. Like, I get the feeling that the experience curve for each character kind of is just going to max out just right, like, just right at the end of the game. Like, if you kill every single enemy that the game offers you, then that's, like, just enough to complete everybody's experience curve kind of a thing. That's almost what it kind of seems like is going on. Alright, so let's see. And just collect items first, I suppose. Then we'll take out the enemy, and then we're going to open that chest right there, which might have one of the gems that we still haven't found. Remember, we had to find a couple of gems. I think they were blue and purple colored to unlock the little cathedral or whatever that got us here to Ecclesia. So yeah, here's the yellow gem. And then if we come up here, there should be a switch that we can throw to get rid of all the blue stones. But it's not here. So you might just be like, well, what the hell do I do? Well, it turns out, now that you've found the yellow gem, you actually have to go all the way back to Gomorrah, come back here, and then the switch will be there in Gomorrah, but it'll still work. Oh, no, you know what? I'm saying that wrong. In this room in Gomorrah, there's going to be a star space where you can pray, and then it will then make the switch appear back here in Ecclesia. So there's a little bit of backtracking going on right here. So to save some time, let me just like meet you back here in Gomorrah, and then I'll just do the same thing. I'll meet you right back here in Ecclesia after that. Alright folks, here we are back in Gomorrah. We're going to put the yellow stone here, or yellow gem I should say, into the stone. And then we can come up here, because this opens. And we are going to pray like crazy. Yep, and the game kind of shows you what you need to do now. So let me flip back into Ecclesia. And we're right back where we were about 30 seconds ago. Let's go ahead and flip the switch. Yep. And I think that's going to be about it for this video, guys. I think this is a good place to cut it. So I'm going to use this save crystal here, if you don't mind. And I do have to start back over with my saves, but in any event, we will continue the dungeon in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.